Hello, everybody. Welcome to Doc May Diet Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Brian May. I'm recording here from my office in Rittenhouse Square, Philadelphia, located at 1608 Walnut Street, more specifically, Rittenhouse Square Chiropractic. So I wanted to start today's podcast, which is actually my first podcast, by explaining the purpose of it. So I've had a very unique health journey over the years, and I've learned a lot of lessons. My definition of health has changed many times over. And I want to share with you a specific instance where I really went through hell and my definition of health coming out of it completely changed. Now, most people very close to me don't even know this story, so they may be surprised to hear it, but let's continue onwards anyway. So when I was about 24 years old, I was in chiropractic college. I began chiropractic college perfectly healthy, young, energy, working out, playing basketball, just like a normal 24-year-old should. About 3 months into chiropractic college, I started developing pain in both my shoulders. At first, it was minor, and then it got to be pretty bad where I couldn't even do a push-up, couldn't go to the gym anymore. I had already had surgery on my left knee, so any kind of lower body stuff was out already. I decided to lose some weight, which I did drastically. I dropped about 60 pounds in 3 months. Still, my knees weren't feeling any better, and my shoulders weren't feeling any better either. What's going on? Fast forward 2.5 years later. I'm on the floor of my bathroom. I'm crying. I have the door closed so my roommate can't hear me. I'm on the phone with my mom. At this point, she's the only one who cares anymore. 2.5 years of going through this hell where I can't walk up the steps. I can't play basketball. I can't do a push-up. I don't live a single day without intense pain. My friends don't know what's going on. They've lost their empathy. My girlfriend at the time lost her empathy a long time ago. So like I mentioned, my mom is the only one who cares at this point. So I'm lying on the floor, I'm crying, hysterical, asking her one question. Just one question. Why? Why me? What did I do to deserve this? That day, I had gone to a rheumatologist. This was my 15th different doctor in 2.5 years. I have been an endocrinologist, physical therapist, chiropractors, nutritionists, you name it. None of them can help me. And I'm paying for all of this without insurance. I'm paying all of this out of pocket. In addition to my chiropractic school debt, I have medical bills. They're stacking up. I'm not getting any better. I'm at my breaking point. I'm sitting in that rheumatologist's office that day. He walks in, opens the door, closes it right behind me, doesn't even look at me. Sits down, starts flipping through the paperwork. Tells me I have seronegative rheumatoid arthritis. What is that? Well, that means that you have all the signs and symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, but you don't have the blood work for it. So his plan is to start me on a trial drug for a month, see how that works, and then come back. Now, I'm not a drug-taking person, even at that point. But when you're desperate, you'll do just about anything to get out of pain. I go on the trial drug for a month, doesn't work. I go back to his office. He says his next plan is to start me on a drug called methotrexate, which is a drug used for cancer and chemo patients. He tells me I have a decision to make because I'm a very young man, and I'm going to be on this drug for the rest of my life. That's the night I went home and I cried on my bathroom floor. And I was crying because I had made the decision that I was going to start the drug. I knew it was going to mess me up. I knew it was going to have side effects. I knew I was going to be on it forever, but I didn't care. Because whatever the negative side effects of that pill were could not be worse than what I was currently suffering for the past 2.5 years. At that point, I had given up hope. I'll try anything. I didn't care what it was. My mom is pleading with me to not do it. She's a nurse. She knows where this road leads. She still cares about me. She can think logically. I can't. And it's funny to say my mom can think logically because usually I'm the logic one, but that's what a health crisis will do to you. So the next day I'm going to start it. But it just so happened that I was studying for my national chiropractic boards. And I was taking a chiropractic review class called Irene Gold. And the instructor, Dr. D'Onofrio, shared a very similar experience, a testimonial from one of his patients, a young man around my age, diagnosed with RA. The testimonial went on to say that Dr. D'Onofrio helped him and got his life back. So I figured, all right, I'll talk to this guy, see what he has. After the class was over, I went up to him, talked to him, explained my situation, and he tells me I need to go on this diet, take these certain supplements, and he's talking to me, and I'm thinking in my head, I've tried certain diets, I've lost weight, it's not going to work for me, doc, sorry. And I'm hemming and hawing, I'm like, I'm probably just going to take the drug. And then he grabs me by the face here, and he goes, Brian, you take that drug, it's going to kill you. Let me be your doctor. Give me a month and we'll see what happens. I said, all right, sure. What's the worst that can happen? It's already been 2.5 years. What's one more month? I'll wait. Not a big deal. He puts me on a very specific diet, very specific supplement protocol. He's also monitoring my white blood cells via blood work. So my white blood cells have been low my whole entire life. I've been told that's normal. He says, screw that. That's not normal. We got to get those blood cells up. So weekly, I'm going for blood work. Within the first 2 weeks after being on this diet and the supplement protocol, I was still feeling the same physically, but mentally, my mood was improving. My depression is lifting. I was depressed as hell for 2.5 years. No problem admitting that at this point. But even though I wasn't great physically yet, I'm starting to receive hope in the terms of my spirit and my depression being lifted. Within a month, now I'm starting to feel some physical differences. Man, I can do a push-up again. I can do some pull-ups. Wow, this is weird. This is great. I'm happy with just that. I didn't want anything else but to be able to walk and live pain-free. Within a month, I'm doing more than that. My white blood cells are almost normal. Within a month and a half, white blood cells, normal range, I'm playing basketball. I'm getting a gym membership. I'm slowly starting to get my life back. And I had to pinch myself every day. When you're in something for 2.5 years, you completely give up hope. I had completely given up hope. Now, what does that have to do with this podcast? Well, I'm trying to reach everybody out there who might be giving up hope. And you know what? Even if you're not giving up hope, you may know somebody. And even if you're not at that point, this may prevent you from getting to that point. I went through absolute hell. Worst period of my life. I don't want anybody to go through that ever again. So through the podcast, through my stories, I don't care if, you just learn a health tip or two, or it really does impact your life and it does save you from going down that rabbit hole that I went. There is a way to restore your health, as hopeless as it seems. Even though you do not know what the answer is yet, there is an answer out there. You do not have to resort to heavy-duty drugs or surgery. You do not have to live depressed. You do not have to live in pain. What was my issue? My issue was that I was inflamed from the inside out. I didn't really have rheumatoid arthritis, but I was diagnosed with it. It was an autoimmune condition that they just don't have the name for. There's millions of them out there, millions of people walking around out there with autoimmune conditions that they just don't know how to diagnose. They've been bounced around from doctor to doctor, been on different drugs, tried surgeries, different imaging, racking up bills. And at the end of the day, they're still not getting better because they're not addressing the root issue. We become inflamed when we don't live in accordance with our natural evolutionary biology. When we start treating our bodies differently than the way they were treated when we were evolving, health issues prop up. The only reason for health issues are twofold: stress and inflammation, and they go together. If you're sick, you're inflamed. If you're overweight, you're inflamed. That's why this diet is meant for everybody. It's not just meant for weight loss, but it can help you lose weight. It's not just meant for helping you with pain, but it can help pain reduce, for darn sure. So I hope you listen to me. I hope you listen to the guests that I hope to bring on in the future. Hopefully they have some insights. Listen to their health story, because my story is unique, but it's not the only health story out there that can help you recover from whatever you're going through, whatever a loved one is going through, whatever a friend is going through, coworker, you name it. They can be helped. Don't let them suffer. It's on you to let them know that there's still hope. So thank you for listening. Like I mentioned, I hope to have some guests on here, share their stories. I'll be sharing different health tips. It won't be so serious all the time like this one was, but I wanted to get this message out there, let everybody know why I'm starting this. So go ahead, subscribe. I believe this will be on SoundCloud, hopefully on Spotify. I'll be posting these on my Instagram as well. Like, subscribe, follow, all the socials. There's somebody out there, even if you can't think of them right now, that could benefit from a little hope being restored. Thank you.